Ned's friend, Andrew Lockwood, is renovating an old inn by the shores of Moon Lake. I was super excited when I first read this, even though I knew it was not a reference to Nancy Drew, Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake, the video game.
Argofunk Book Review, Argofunk Book Review.
Andrew is feeling a lot of pressure because renovations are over budget. He's saving money by using a volunteer group run by the fabulously wealthy Colleen Morgan. The last major person of the group is Blaster Master. You've gotta love that nickname. He's the DJ and electrician. He's even flirtier than Bess. Some tools disappear. There are rumors about a ghost shortly before a spooky ghost noise sounds. Bess screams that the ghost is real. Please, Bess, try not to embarrass yourself in front of everyone. Nancy sees a woman fleeing the scene. It is Julie Ross, a sculptor who recently called off her engagement with Andrew. Blaster lies and says he didn't see anyone. The culprit makes a hanging dummy with a noose. When the group clears out the basement, Nancy finds a hidden room. It's got trash and a mattress. It's like a random homeless person has been living here. This part also got me super excited, even though I knew it wasn't a reference to the Nancy Drew Message in a Haunted Mansion video game. The culprit leaves two threatening messages. Some of the workers want to quit, and Nancy is interrupted when she tries to question Julie. Colleen lurks around the basement right before all the evidence disappears. All that's left is an old t-shirt for the Bentley High School Boneheads, complete with the owner's initials and graduation year. It's almost like the homeless person is trying to be identified. Sadly, Nancy waits 50 pages before following up on this lead. Ned works on an upstairs railing. The lights go off, and as the cover shows, Ned falls 15 feet. Luckily, he's barely injured at all. Nancy finds evidence which indicates Julie's the one who turned off the lights. Again, Blaster lies and says he saw no one. Nancy, you might want to try calling him out on his lies instead of letting him get away with it. The culprit sabotages the chandelier, which almost falls on Bess. Nancy realizes the culprit's probably using Andrew's keys, or the culprit is Andrew himself in an insurance scam. Nancy goes to Julie's house. Julie refuses to talk because Andrew's father has sent detectives after her in the past. That's a little creepy. Nancy goes to Blaster's house. His kindly grandmother says Blaster used to date Julie. When she broke up with him, he invented this new DJ personality. That's one way to handle a breakup, I suppose. The culprit tries to scare everybody by throwing a bedsheet at them. Of course, Bess thinks it's a real ghost and starts screaming. Both ghost sightings are accompanied by sound effects, so Nancy breaks into Blaster's van. He has a tape of haunted house sound effects. Nancy confronts Blaster, who refuses to admit to anything. He does confess he lied about seeing Julie because he still loves her. The culprit sets the basement on fire. Nancy helps smother the fire with mattresses. Nancy visits the high school. The homeless guy is Guy Lewis. He and Colleen were in the same gang of troublemakers. Does she know he was hiding at the inn? Nancy tries asking Colleen, but Colleen changes the subject and avoids Nancy. There's a party at Colleen's fancy house. Nancy breaks into Colleen's bedroom. She finds a blackmail letter from Guy. He threatens to reveal her past as a criminal unless she pays him lots of money. Guy's letter says all the evidence against her is hidden in the inn's basement. That seems like a weird thing to put in a blackmail letter. Give me the money! Or you can go to this location and destroy all the evidence against you. Your choice. Colleen arrives with a gun. She confesses to everything, except hurting Ned. That was a legitimate accident. Colleen takes Nancy to the inn, where she forces Nancy to dig her own grave. In the dirt, Nancy just happens to find all the evidence against Colleen. Quite a coincidence. Once the grave is finished, Nancy suddenly jump attacks Colleen with the shovel. Colleen shoots and misses, then she knocks herself out by falling into the grave. Everyone shows up in time to help Nancy. Andrew gets back together with Julie, and in an ironic twist, it's revealed Guy Lewis died before the book started. Colleen committed all her crimes to stop a blackmailer who was dead the whole time. The end. Post-book follow-up. This was a decent book. I particularly liked the part with Blaster Master's grandma. Also the stuff with Julie, I like that too. While reading, I thought the sabotage was generic and boring, but now that I've had time to summarize the whole book, it's better than I gave it credit for. There is a decent variety of sabotage incidents and locations. It's hard to guess that the culprit's real target is the basement, while at the same time, it's obvious in hindsight that the culprit was focusing there. I'm guessing the Moon Lake in this book is a reference to the Moon Lake from the first Nancy Drew book, so the author's probably a big Nancy Drew fan. Maybe there are other small references to the original books in here. I'm fine with having Nancy Drew fans write the books, when it means that the author really cares about Nancy Drew and tries their hardest to write a good mystery for her. In fact, I dare say that it would not take too many changes to make this book fit in as part of the original series. Overall, I liked it. Good job. I give Nancy Drew Files number 67, Nobody's Business, an 8 out of 10.